All right, Dixie State postgame press conference from left to right. Head coach Randy Simkins, Kylee Bufton, Anna Quay, and Courtney Hine. Coach, after spotting them a 3-run first inning, what was the initial thought through your mind going to the bottom of the first?
Our thought all the time is to win every inning, so we knew we had to try to chip away. You got a long game, and we knew we were going to be able to put some runs on the board against their pitching. They start Hannah, and Hannah's a good pitcher, but she's not their number one, or maybe their number two. So we knew we could probably put some runs on the board, but we knew we couldn't have a dry inning right there. We needed to try to put some pressure on people, and we were fortunate enough to string some hits together and get a bunch of wins.
Tired of talking about the same thing with you guys, but it's usually the same thing. They start out with 3 runs early. It's the same story. Whether it's Duncan or Coffee, if they're struggling a little bit, it seems like they're always confident that you guys are going to come back and put some runs up on the board for her, and you guys were able to do that again today.
Well, we try as a pitching staff, we try to not give up runs early, and we talked about that. She's like, hey, we need to be good early because the top of their lineup's real good. With Victor and Lee and Aubrey and Green, they've got great numbers for them. They're all conference kids, So we knew we needed to be good early, when we get the leadoff hitter out, you feel good about it, and then all of a sudden, they hit batter and a few hits, and they put 3 runs on the board. And they're like, okay, well, we need to try to get stuff back right away. So, and Duncan was good after that. Drop ball started to work a lot better, get a lot more swing and misses. A lot more ground ball outs rather than fly ball outs. And maybe early we're amped up a little bit and leave balls up in the zone, and that hurts you.
Courtney, you step up to the plate. You have the game-winning run on first base. What's going through your mind at that point? I mean, you're probably thinking, okay, 1 in, and then you do what you did there. Can you kind of talk about that?
I honestly just went up thinking, it's just another at-bat. Pick a good pitch to hit and hit it hard. When there's less than 2 outs, I feel really confident going up there and just swinging the bat hard because I know I have batters behind me, such as Anna and Jonna and Buff. There's really it's a win-win situation for me.
I didn't say you were the one that right? What were you thinking?
Well, if I'm on third base, all we have to do is put a ball in the outfield until she can score. She's pretty quick, so I just knew I had to put it in the outfield. So I saw my pitch, and I just tried to hit it as hard as I could and as far as I could. And it worked. It worked.
Were you seeing, Kylie, any specific pitches, either more over the zone, seeing that they were consciously pitching around Jonna the game?
I think that they were walking Jonna a lot, and they weren't giving her anything to hit. So I just knew that I had to kind of step up and just see the pitches, just do what I normally do. Didn't really change a lot, just was aggressive on good pitches. Well,
and everybody that's hit behind Jonna, since we got her in the middle of our Hawaii trip, has had a numbers increase. You don't want to pitch to Jonna. So you end up with hitting with a runner on base. And they pitch around Jonna. Now I got to get her out. So they're going to throw more pitches in the middle of the strike zone. And, it's the Jeff Kent Barry Bonds effect from a few years ago. The person in front of Barry Bonds and behind Barry Bonds, the 2 and 4 hitters here, not coincidentally went 4 for 4, because you want to try to go at them so you're not throwing to Jonna. Jonna goes 0 for 1 with 3 walks, but that's 4 productive outs. She's on base and she moved the runner, at the end. So, real pleased with all of their at-bats.
Anna, you recently have been moved down in the lineup to the 6th spot, but today it seemed to be in a perfect spot. Everybody from the 2 to 7 spot were on base when you came up. Talk about your at-bats with those runners in scoring position and what you were looking for.
I just know that I have to get a base hit. That's like my mindset is base hit, base hit, base hit, because if there's runners on base, I either have to move them over or score. So that's all I think. I don't really make things complicated.
Keeping it simple, that's good. You get a team with a little bit of revenge now on your factor, seeing them in Las Vegas and losing to them.